What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are live. Jags fan battle with the Kansas City Chiefs coming this Sunday. Let's go around the room real quick. Why don't you introduce yourself, KG?
I'm Kyle Grant. People call me KG. I'm born and raised in the Kansas, Missouri area. I went to high school with Cody, so I'm familiar with the Jaguars like the back of my hand somewhat. But if I had to pick a second team, it would be the Jags. On God. But I love my Chiefs, man.
Maybe glazing us early, dude. Come on.
I ain't gonna, don't worry. I got cold dishes to serve all night, baby.
All right, yeah. Then we got my man Ammo. What's up?
What's going on? I'm Anthony. People call me Ammo. Basically been a Jaguars fan my whole life. I was just telling Cody, but there's supposedly a book of those books where they have the little cutout where you can put your picture at the back of the book and it then you show up on each page of the book as you flip through. So there's some book that's a Kansas City Chiefs with my picture as like an infant. And that's the only semblance of anything with any other team besides the time that I became a Jaguars fan and have stuck since. So
maybe it's a sign, man, because we haven't been irrelevant.
Like a point 0.00. But yeah, there's just like 0.000%, 0.01% Chiefs in there, I guess.
That has to be special, man, because we haven't been irrelevant till maybe 2014, 15. I mean, we didn't make the playoffs. I mean, we didn't win a playoff game for 20 years. So, I know the time. It's hard times out here too.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, we are what you hate. We're the Patriots, the dynasty, whatever. Yeah.
So, it's incredible. Describe that feeling when you got Patrick Mahomes and you realized you had a. Actually, you want to go back to Alex Smith first, or what? When did you get that feeling?
I didn't have the feeling with Alex Smith. Okay. Alex Smith was he's smart. He's intelligent. He would be a hell of a head coach or a coach of any type. But as far as moving the ball downfield, I mean, in 2014, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Kansas City Chiefs completed a whole season without throwing a touchdown to a wide receiver. Only tight ends.
That's actually impressive. I'm not going to lie. That sounds really bad, but it's impressive to do that.
You get a weird-ass achievement on Xbox for doing that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But, I mean, I feel like Alex Smith, gave him, the guidelines and if you ever pay attention to Travis Kelce's podcast, he was on there and he gave kudos to Alex Smith. You know, he basically taught him, how to study and be a pro and, I got nothing but love for Alex Smith, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm glad he bounced back for that season he did from Washington after that terrible injury. We love Alex Smith here, man. And it doesn't take a lot for you to be loved in Kansas City, man. Going from baseball to football. Kansas City was a laughing stock of sports my whole entire life till literally 2015 when the Royals won the World Series. And then, I always had two things in my lifetime I always wanted to see when it comes to sports. I always wanted to see the Chiefs win a Super Bowl. Check. The Royals win a World Series. Check. I always said I'd be content if the Chiefs won one Super Bowl in my lifetime. They've won two.
Two.
And I'm hoping the Jags are next.
Be mad about that. We are.
Yeah.
Well, here's before we start the slander, here's what a lot of people don't know about me is I lived in the southeastern Georgia area. I lived an hour and a half away from Jacksonville. I had season tickets for the Jaguars for 5 years at Alltel Stadium. It was the year they drafted Byron Leftwich.
Oh, boy.
And then they had Garrard as the backup. So Byron Leftwich came out. They booed him out his rookie year, was booing him from the jump. They always wanted Garrard. Byron Leftwich didn't have a standing chance. I mean, back then the joke was Jimmy Smith, who's on your hat. They're like, oh, cocaine. He was like he's like cocaine, Jimmy Smith. At that time they drafted a quarterback, but they put him at wide receiver named Matt Jones. And he was, I mean, he was
that's the king of cocaine right there.
Yeah, dude, Florida Keys, man. I love Matt Jones, man. He made some epic catches, man. It was a good time. That's when the Jaguars defense was stellar, but the offense wasn't so much. I seen
Run
Fred
game
Taylor.
was nice, but the wide receivers were trash.
I watched Fred Taylor's last game as a Jaguar. They gave you that gold coin with his number on it. I still have that to this day.
Let me get that.
Hey, man. If I find it, bro. Hey, man, it's yours. If I find it, I know. I know I have it somewhere. I have a bunch of Jag stuff, man. I really do. It was the closest team to us for my birthday every year. I got season tickets, man. And I mean, I watched Gerard that year. He had, I think it was like a 12-4 season. And then I moved back to Kansas City. When the Kansas City came in town, I mean, I always had the Chiefs jersey on, but I always had a Marcus Stroud jersey. I always loved that defense. That defense is like, you know how you have like your top 3 defenses that you always like? I've always loved that defensive line. You got Big John Henderson, Marcus Stroud, Mike Peterson, dude. Oh, dude, that was a good time to watch some football too, man. Rasheed Mathis. I loved Rasheed Mathis.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Was there ever a point in time in your fandom?
Was legit. Donovan Darius was headhunting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was good times, man. I wish I was old enough
Was
to
there
drink.
Was there ever a point in time in your fandom where you felt like a bad luck charm?
Not so much with the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Royals, yes.
Okay.
And you asked me about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I don't know recently, I don't know if you pay attention. I don't know if you guys get like Kansas City media or anything, but somebody posted this guy posted the draft grade of Patrick Mahomes like 5-6 years later. And like everybody, like you read the comments and it's like, oh, this guy's going to be trash. Brett Favre, like interception ratio. He ain't going to do nothing. And at that time, like really, you didn't really know like what a like shotgun quarterback from Texas Tech would do. Like, I love it though. I love it.
Yeah. I was definitely asleep on that. Like the whole time, whenever I would have said, like at least 4 other quarterbacks in that draft were better. And yeah, I was wrong as fuck.
Well, you go from
that's one of the greatest quarterbacks that I've seen in a long time. It's kind of unfair.
It's like when you watch them and you'll be down by like 25, 24 points. You always feel like there's a chance he's going to come back. And he did it the first year we won that, like all those playoff games. We're down to Houston like 24-28 to nothing. And he was winning by halftime.
And he's down a leg in the playoffs or whatever. And Chad Henne comes out and fucking drives 90-something yards on us or whatever. And he comes back hobbling on a foot and still wins.
Who's the best quarterback in the league?
It's Patrick.
Who's the second quarterback in best
Patrick
quarterback in the league?
Mahomes.
Trevor.
No, Patrick Mahomes with one leg.
Trevor Lawrence.
Patrick Mahomes with one leg is the second best quarterback in the league.
Go on.
I mean,
that's like legitimately
all those high paid QBs didn't play too well this week. That stands to reason, man.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. Yeah, we lost to the Detroit Lions, who I think is kind of like similar to y'all.
Yeah,
like you don't sleep. I didn't sleep on the Lions. I had that nervous feeling. You get the nervous feeling with like, you know, they won 8 out of the last 10 games last season. So like, I mean, honestly, I felt like we would have won that game if Tony didn't bat that ball and they ran that interception back, because we were playing head to head. Dude. I would say over half of Patrick Mahomes' interceptions have been batted off hands. Yeah. That could be him throwing it too fast. I mean, Tyreek Hill was like, dude, there was one season he had like quite a bit, like literally, they should just give the interception to Tyreek Hill back then. But, you know, we lost to a good football team. And the Chiefs haven't lost back-to-back games since 2014, and I hope that stays true. But like, this is a test for y'all. Like, you get that, you got that good.
Y'all.
I mean, if y'all want to be where we've been for however long,
I'm just saying that you got to come down to Duval and it's hot. It's a little different.
Texas is hot. I mean, it's been
Oh,
hot
yeah.
here too. I mean, you got, humidity.
Yeah, humidity. The humidity.
I mean, but we've been hot here. We've been 116, feel outside as well. I mean, what it boils down to is, man, we ain't the Indianapolis Colts. We ain't a rookie quarterback. Y'all, if y'all going to do it, this is your year to do it, because you got two teams basically in rebuild. You got Tennessee running off the fossil fuel of Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. That's not, but I mean,
that's a great way to put it.
It's Father Time is undefeated, brother. And running backs, I mean, he's done it solid for how long? Tannehill, I mean, he ain't been right ever since they drafted Malik last year. Yeah. This ain't about the Titans. I'm just saying, I like y'all's chances. I don't like your chances this weekend. I'm not going to.
I feel pretty decent about it. Like I feel like the last couple of matchups that we had or whatever, like I knew that like y'all had the edge, right? But after the game you had with the Lions and then coming down here, you're playing away. I feel like that edge is a little bit more dull now, and I feel like we're pretty good. I wouldn't say even yet, but I was saying there's like in the past I'd have put it like 40%, like the Jaguars could win. Now it's like 45, 49, somewhere around there. I wouldn't say like a split even, but I just feel better about it is what I'm trying to say.
Anybody can win any given Sunday. I mean, y'all were with us last year in that playoffs game. Yeah. Lawrence had growing pains and threw that interception. Don't sit here and get twisted. I think y'all are a slouch team at all. I don't. But Patrick Mahomes has lost maybe once or twice in September. He's never lost back-to-back. I don't think he's ever lost back-to-back games. I'm not a big fan on staying on that stat thing. I mean, the reigning Super Bowl champions is always notorious for some bad luck stuff. And, we didn't have Travis Kelce, who is the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. He ain't a tight end. He lines up at the line. I don't know how his slow ass does what he does, but dude, he can. I don't know. He knows how to move them hips, paws. He spreads out everything for everybody. I mean,
pause.
Pause. He's with Taylor Swift now, according to Facebook. I mean, and then
booty.
And we didn't have Chris Jones. I think I'm not going to even get into that because I don't feel like the defense was that bad without him. I mean, we signed Chris Jones to a 1-year deal. I don't think my opinion, you don't re-sign him because he's going to be going into his 30s. You're going to sign like your linebacker, like Nick Bolton. If you haven't seen his clips, I mean, he's nasty. He reminds me of Mike Peterson back in that day, dude. He's that deal, dude.
Didn't y'all get him on a 1-year deal though?
Chris Jones? Yeah. He signed a contract for 3 years. In the middle of the 2, he wanted a new one. So basically, like, he signed a 1-year deal, and if he gets all these incentives, it'll equal the $25 million, which he makes $20 million. 20-something million a year anyways. So it's basically like, sign this. I mean, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he had I looked at this the other day. He had 1 year at 19 something. That was all that was left on his deal. So now they give him 1 year with a chance to get up to 26. So basically added like 6 or 7 in incentives. That's all.
And like it's like $2 million to win a Super Bowl. Like there's a bunch of incentives. Like if you win the Super Bowl, $2 million. All-pro, $1 million.
I looked at it, 3 to 3.5 million of it he should definitely earn. The other 3 is obtainable if he has like a top of the line season. Because it's It's get a first team All-Pro and make it to the Super Bowl for $1 million. It's be Defensive Player of the Year and win a Super Bowl for $2 million. Those $3 million are going to be a little tougher to hit than the other three.
The Nick Bosa deal didn't do us any justice.
That did not help you guys at
He's
all.
great, man, but it's just it goes like with Tyreek Hill last season. Like he wanted to sign a money deal. Well, you give this man a lucrative contract, he might be good for 2, 3, 4 years, and then you're going to pay him that chunk of change at the end. I mean, he's proven in Miami, but I mean, you're in Miami. I think Miami's a good team too, but I mean, we showed that we could do it without him. He showed he could do it without Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
What about?
I think Chris Jones is more. I think he's more important than Tyreek Hill is because you have Pat Mahomes. If you didn't have Pat Mahomes, then obviously Tyreek has more value to you guys. But I think Chris Jones is more valuable to that team than Tyreek Hill is.
For sure.
Were you watching that game, the Lions game, whatever, like hoping or wondering, like, you know, like what are we going to do with wide receiver? Like, why did we let some of these guys go?
No, I feel like Tony had a horrible game. I feel like he could show. I feel like he still has the it factor. His problem is staying healthy. He didn't really have an off season. He didn't get those snaps in. Rice, the wide receiver drafted out of SMU, he's shown flash in the pan. I'm not the biggest Sky Moore fan. Everybody's high on him. I'm not. I think, you know, MVS, Scantlin, I think he's a good tier 2, tops 3 receiver. But you got Travis Kelce, and I said this before the season started. I said, you lose Kelce, you're going to lose a lot of everything. Everything moves through him. Believe it or not. Yeah, he technically he's not a tight end because he doesn't line up on the line, they say. He just, the way he finesses, like, I don't know, man. It's weird. You could see Mahomes was out of place.
Here's a stat that you would like. The Jaguars last year defended tight ends like at the bottom. They're at the bottom of the NFL, like when it comes to defending tight ends. And then we're gonna play Travis Kelce.
It's been that way for like a decade.
Yeah.
We cannot cover tight ends. It has been our Achilles heel for as far as I can remember.
Yeah, and I don't know what we did in the offseason, if anything, to like combat that. And then we're gonna play Kelce on Sunday. So it's like,
well,
you know, arguably the best tight end.
If we can cover Travis Kelce, we can win that game. But
yeah,
I didn't like the fact that they brought
loose. We're done.
I didn't like the fact they brought Clyde Edwards-Helaire back. They should have just let him go. He was our first round draft pick maybe like 4 years ago. He got hurt last year. Just let Pacheco and freaking Jarrett do the damn thing. They started. I don't know what their ties to him. He's like on the 5th year of his rookie deal. I mean, you got Pacheco sitting on the sidelines. This man went crazy in a Super Bowl and a playoff run for you. I mean, we've been lucky with just, you know, sparing the running backs. I mean, we would have won I felt like we would have won that Super Bowl in 2018. Kareem Hunt didn't go field goal kicking in a hotel room. Straight up.
Yeah.
But my biggest fear is that right the tackle position that Josh Allen lines up on his side. I mean, did you watch that game? Like, you could tell, like, he was lining up Tyrod Taylor. If you know his leg moved, it was going to be a pass play. If he lined up like that, it was going to be a run play. They better get into his ass to fix that BS, because the Lions knew it, and the Lions usually be like, "Hey, man, false start," but he was giving them the play, so they never said anything. His leg, he was like, his leg would twitch.
Yeah, because he changes his lineup. Like, he changes the alignment so much that it's just so easy. It's like, well, You're on the line of scrimmage. I guess it's a run. Huh. You're 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I wonder if you're in your pass set. Like, bro, you got to know that if you're going to make changes, they got to be slight and they got to be subtle, or you're giving all that away.
And you got rid of Orlando Brown for that guy. To the Bengals, who I probably hate more than I hate the Raiders more, and the Broncos than the Bengals. In that order. But yeah, man.
Yeah, the Bengals have been tough for the Chiefs.
Oh man, they call it Burrowhead last year, dude. I used to hate, dude. I'd get those phone calls, and I'm just like, God, don't get me started.
They got under your skin for real,
bro. They beat us in the playoffs and went to the Super Bowl and laid that. You know, they didn't beat the Rams that year. That pissed me off. That pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like when, okay, there was nothing more like heartbreaking than watching Tampa Bay destroy the Chiefs in Super Bowl. What was it 30? Hell no. Super Bowl 47-8. They destroyed us. It was, and I had to watch that shit, and then I had to watch a halftime show that I didn't like, and then I had to watch more of it. Patrick Mahomes scrambling had like 600 yards rushing. it's like so bad. I was like, man, so like last year when he was hurt, and I was like, oh man, I feel like we're gonna. I thought the Bills were gonna take it because the Bills always crap the bed, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, they're already looking like they're doing that.
Well, now they can't even get there.
Then I'm watching the Jaguars lose 28-0 to San Diego. I'm like, oh god, San Diego always plays us tough. And then like I literally, like, I quit watching it, and then I come back like a little bit later. I'm like, holy shit, it's almost tied. Like,
bro, I got hammered like at the slab or whatever. We walked into the stadium. We got to our little area, and there was a couch there. I remember, and I just fucking zonked out. Like, I'm gone. Right, whole first half, I don't know nothing. Right, I wake up and I look up, and I was like 27-0. Like I'm like sleeping my eyes still, and I'm like, let me go up here. I can't believe this is happening right now. Right, and I watched that whole comeback with a fucking hangover. It was nuts, dude. And I'm right there, like it's called the Bud Light Friend Zone or whatever. So the kick is up, and it's like right in my face. It's good. And I was like, no way.
I've seen that clip.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to give you a high five, man. I felt bad for you, bro.
I had the camera, so every time I'm giving a high five, it like turns away. It looks like this.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah. I'm a lot cooler than people think I am, you know what I mean? Oh
man, I've known you for a long time, Cody. There's a reason I only talked to 2 people out of high school. You're one of them. There ain't like moments like that you'll remember forever.
Yeah. For sure.
Like a bad moment, like, you know, going to sports is like watching us lose a World Series to the San Francisco Giants by 90 feet because Alex Gordon didn't run the home. I would have ran home 90 feet. And then we won the next year. They always say, oh, we'll get them next year. I never believe that because I know how hard it is to get back.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, watching the Super Bowl last year, like, you know, with the Chiefs in it, I'm like, okay, Mahomes, you know, around here, they're like, oh, well, you know, his leg's doing great. That first half, when he was like, they showed him, like, you can hear him on the mic. He's like, ah! I was like, oh, it's over, dude. It's over. We're going to lose another one. And then, you know, they had this live clip of Patrick Mahomes walking to the Eagles locker room and telling me, he goes, it's going to be a long game. You better suit up. I'm like, and then, like, I don't know what kind of freaking shot they gave that boy. It was awesome. He came back like Superman, bro. I'm telling you, man.
The juice.
There's nothing like it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know how it is to be with your team for a long time and be loyal and be supportive, and like through those down times of just being a laughing stock. You know, when you're playing fantasy football, whoever's playing the Jaguars, you pick up their defense because they're going to score you a lot of points. That ain't the deal no more, dude. you know, I've been through that. Like I said, the Chiefs didn't win a playoff game for 20 years. We didn't host the AFC Championship in a long time till Patrick Mahomes came. I mean, as far as dynasty, I feel like they're going to need to. I see everybody getting kind of older. Mahomes is still Kelsey's getting older. You know, the defense is still strong, but they gotta get him a weapon. And I was like, okay, you know, get Hopkins, and then he goes to Tennessee for Milky Way and a Snicker bar. That made me upset. Like
that didn't make any sense to me, because everything that dude was saying leading up to that was, I want to win, I want to like be on a good team. And I'm like, so you pick a team that needs to rebuild but is refusing to do it, with a quarterback that's only getting worse and a running back that's hitting 30. That's the team.
Tannehill's like 35.
I would have given. No, he's like 33, maybe 34.
Nah, I think he's 35.
I feel like 35's high.
You got to remember,
I don't
he
know
played a
why
long
I feel
time in
like
Miami before he went to Tennessee.
Yeah, he was 2012 with Luck and Wilson, I think.
I want to say he's 35.
Yeah, once Derrick Henry goes, dude,
Might
the
be
Titans
right.
are the new Jaguars of the division. They're going to be
lost it.
the bottom feeders for a long time.
You give AJ Brown away.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I could see you guys winning that division easily for the next 3 years.
Yeah, for sure.
He just turned 35 in July. End of July.
Like, you guys got a good thing. I mean, y'all won the division with a 7-9 record, and then, I mean, records don't mean nothing when you get to the playoffs. It doesn't matter. It's no record matters anymore. And then y'all just, you know, came back on San Diego. You know, like I said, man,
I couldn't believe like the quarterbacks list or whatever they had. Like, there's a lot of them out there that have Herbert higher. And I guess like, okay, because he didn't throw the picks, but I don't see like if Herbert threw 4 picks, I don't see him coming back from that. Josh Allen just did it and he didn't come back.
No.
And they got Trevor lower than these guys.
He hasn't played enough prime time.
Sleep.
He hasn't played. They ain't giving the Jags prime time spots, man.
Yeah,
they will. They will after this year.
Nope.
A lot of people. I mean, people know who Trevor Lawrence is, but I mean, honestly, if you were picking a fantasy football draft right now, and you had Herbert or Lawrence, who would you pick?
I'll pick Lawrence solely based off of the division. Because we're gonna play the Colts defense, the Texans defense, and the Titans. Well, the Titans defense is all right. Colts defense in front is good, but their back end is not. So it's like, yeah, he's gonna get those yards.
Last year I would have taken Herbert, but this year I have Trevor Lawrence MVP tickets. So I'm high on him this year. I think Calvin Ridley takes that.
Yeah, you guys got that catastrophe that's now working out. Week 1 was pretty nice. Yeah, like 100 yards receiving a touchdown. Didn't Lawrence have an interception?
Would have been more if a couple.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah, that was where Tank swatted it like 5 yards to a DB instead of catching the ball. So if that 21 doesn't count on Mahomes, that one
we can relate, baby. We can relate.
Yep.
We can relate.
Mm-hmm.
That shit looks so weird, dude. It looked like it was almost designed that way.
Yeah, he was just like, nope.
Man. Yeah, if you go back and look at the pick that Mahomes threw, it's right in his hands. It couldn't get any more dead center.
And then
that's as good of a throw as you can make on that.
Yeah.
I'd say over half of Mahomes' interceptions have been batted off hands, like wide open hands like the diamond that they teach you to catch.
Yeah. I was like, if I was a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I'd have been Googling like how to donate hands to somebody.
I was trying to donate my leg or whatever I needed for Kelsey, bro. I got some wear and tear on it, but bro, it gets you there.
Man, I was hoping that
just donate his leg to Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I seen that. Right here, just take it. Take my leg, please.
Yeah, I was hoping that Kelsey would be good. I was hoping that Chris Jones would be back or whatever, just so like when the Jags do win, there would be no excuses from Chiefs fans.
I want no. Yes.
Yeah. No, like, oh well, Mahomes' leg. Dude, I hate how I mean, you deserve it. You deserve it. Kansas City Chiefs fans that have been here deserves it. These new ones don't. But when these reporters go like, "Oh, he's a brave little boy. Look at him going out there with his leg." you, I mean, Patrick Mahomes' leg last year, dude. He was a celebrity in itself.
Hey man, that dude was probably lying about his leg the whole time to make this like comeback theory. You know what I mean? You never know.
I honestly felt like that because when Andy Reid told him to go back into the locker room, he was like, "No. I was." He wanted to say I was just kidding.
Yeah, dude.
Oh wait, Coach, you're serious? Oh, I was kidding, man.
When they brought in Chad Henne, man, I was like, "Oh God." I was not excited. Everybody's like,
and then he tore us up.
And then people are like, Patrick Mahomes. I got in arguments with. We got where you hop on the bandwagon fans everywhere. I got into like so many Facebook arguments. They're like, Mahomes gets paid. He should be in. They were mad that Mahomes came back into the game. And I said, he has that warrior mentality. You would have to kill him to get him out of that game. He's the franchise player. He's the face of, you could say, the NFL. He's the face of the Chiefs. You're going to have to kill that man for him. He's going to have that leg off for him not to play. And they're like, well, I think it's stupid because he can get really hurt. I'm like, well, that's the decision you take playing football. You know,
anytime you step on a football field,
they're like Chad Henne could like come in and play the other. I was like, if they don't win this game, there is no other game.
Right.
You fall. It's like the captain sinks with his ship. He decided to sink with his ship. And, there ain't nothing gut wrenching more than seeing that boy when his leg got hurt. Like, I was like, oh God. Because what you do is when you're in the playoffs and and you've won a Super Bowl, you look at every team, you're like, okay, what's their strength? What's their weakness? And, our strength is offense. We've had maybe borderline half 15 to 30 ranked defense for however long. You just have a high power offense that carries you. So that looks a lot better. It wasn't always like that, man. There's times where our defense was stellar and we couldn't throw a touchdown to a wide receiver. There's times where we had, I think it was like 2-12 or 2-14. We beat the undefeated Green Bay Packers one year. That was our Super Bowl. I remember days like that in the snow. Like, I mean, Elvis Gerbach, Matt Castle, David Herrard. And then Alex Smith was a blessing. But like I always knew that Alex Smith would never take us there. You got to be a realist.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chiefs. There's a lot of Chiefs fans that I run into that have been like, who? Here's the crazy part. Like to me, like Andre Cisco made that hit. What was last year in the playoffs, and there's people bitching about that today, dude. Like saying it's a dirty hit and all that stuff, whatever.
Oh, they're saying that.
But I was like, if you say that, you gotta say that about Sean Taylor. You gotta say that about Ed Reed. Like, so many greats that have played that position before or whatever. And I just
Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
Brian Dawkins. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
John Lynch.
It's like that's the NFL I grew up with and loved or whatever. But you could tell like people that are just now watching on the NFL, and it's because of like the Chiefs got popular and they just happen to live in Kansas City. It's those types of guys or whatever, and it's so weird to me.
Well, I can always sit here and say that our fan base has always been stellar, even when we weren't good. We've always had, it's the tailgates, the whole experience, man. Like if you ain't ever done it, you got to do it once. The tailgate is its whole party.
Arrowhead's always been rocking.
people just go to the tailgate and don't even go to the game.
Yeah.
It's a barbecue festival out there, bro. We could take you to the Hy-Vee tent, all you can eat, all you can drink for $20, $25. There's tents everywhere, barbecue, and like everybody's cool, man. That's the thing about Kansas City. The fans are like, they're not like, oh, you suck, this, and this. You're wearing a other team jersey, you know. It's not like that. There's a lot of Detroit fans. I mean, but Michigan ain't far from here. I mean, I know quite a bit of Lions fans, and they're like, oh, the Detroit's kingdom now. I'm like, bro, don't win your division.
Don't do that. Mm-hmm.
That was the same for us some years. Like the highlight was the tailgate. Like it was like we just go out there to have fun, get hammered.
When I went to the Jags games, I used to meet at this little grocery store called Publix and take a little shuttle for $10, and it would take me up to Alltel Stadium right under the bridge, and I'd walk over there. And the thing about I always tell everybody about Jacksonville. I said, man, no disrespect to Jacksonville. Is like I said, you go through like the ghetto and it smelled bad. It smells bad, and then all of a sudden you see that bridge. It's like you cross that bridge, all that shit goes away. It's weird, but it's the facts. It's facts. Yeah. I don't know how it is now. That was like early 2000s. I mean, I'm sure they cleaned it up with the cons and all them out there running that joint. Still ghetto. That's right, baby. Let's go. Like
in the ghetto.
They're trying, but there's still quite a few rough areas right around there.
It's fun though, man. I hope it never changes. I mean, I like,
but that's what makes us like who we are, though.
Yeah. See, I like the setup, like arriving to the stadium in Jacksonville, like going through like the walk under the bridge to the stadium front. Can't like where Arrowhead is. It's like literally you take a highway all the way there, and you got Arrowhead and you have Kauffman. They don't even call it Arrowhead no more, but I call it Arrowhead. You got both of the stadiums right by each other and this big lot. Everything around it is a ghetto. But you can't like just walk up to that stadium. You literally got to like pull into a parking lot and go down the little parking lot and pull in a parking space. Then the parking lot's like, you know, the tailgating. It ain't like Jacksonville. Jacksonville, you're like in the city, the slums. You see the sidewalks crooked. You could smell the fucking shit in the air, and then you just like literally walk under the bridge. I remember that bridge. I've seen a lot of people fight under that bridge. God dang.
So yeah, we would like, I mean, there was before I went to the slab or whatever, we would ride around and just try to find like cheap parking, you know. So it was like we'll always park at like somebody's house, and like for like $10 or something like that, and then we would walk from there. And there were like people like hustling like out there, dude. Like it was like it felt so like at home. Like I'm from like South Georgia, where wasn't really like nice up there either. So I come down there or whatever. I'm like, yo, this feels like right where I left off, you know? Yeah. It was fun. It's been fun. But I started going to the slab. That's a little different. That's where like all the Jags fans get rowdy at. There's this thing called Spin the Casa that Eric Dunn does. He's a popular Jags fan down here. And you just spin a bottle of tequila or whatever, and the circle up. People like run around in a circle, or whatever, and then like you go like say the Jaguars thing, whatever, and then everybody takes a shot. So it's just that constantly, like the whole time right before a game. Super fun.
I mean, you got to get active because that was the only time you would get active during that whole entire game.
Oh my god! Oh damn, that was a burn. All right, fuck you.
That's the first F word I've refrained.
So, I mean, like, last time I did it was for the Chargers game. So, it got rowdy then. That's like one of the first times I've seen like Jags fans like go nuts. Like the atmosphere in that stadium it's
different, ain't it?
Yeah. it felt good, dude. And I hope that feeling never goes away.
You feel like you could fight a whole pack of soldiers, an army. Like it's just the adrenaline.
They played "I Ain't Never Scared," dude. The whole stadium was singing.
I cried when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl the first time.
Yeah, you cry, baby.
Because yeah, dude.
I'm probably gonna shed a tear.
Hopefully, you guys get that feeling in the next couple decades.
Yeah.
I mean, we were only waiting until February, so
we'll see, man. I hope the best for you. Not just this weekend, though.
Nah, I didn't mean to shit on you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Nah, dude. I literally watched it, man. It was just like, bro, it's like you watch your team be ass for so long. So long. I mean, we got a little excitement with Dante Hall. That was like our highlight. Oh, dude, a kick returner that scores hella touchdowns. That was it.
Thought he was nasty, man.
Yeah, and then you thought with Trent Green and the Priest Holmes era, you thought that you would have got something from that with that high-powered offense. There was one game that we played in Indianapolis in the playoffs, and it was just like touchdown for touchdown, dude. And we lost. Like that gut feeling. Trent Green was a stat whore, dude.
Who was that for the Colts, or is that who's quarterback?
That's Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, yeah.
We lost to the Colts too in the playoffs with Andrew Luck, where he threw it off a dude's shoulder pad, caught it.
Oh, that was a
division.
That was a crazy comeback.
And then
weren't the Chiefs up like?
No, that wasn't Luck. We're up by 28 and lost to the Colts. The next year we lost to the Titans with Marcus Mariota receiving his own fumble and scoring. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So that
I remember that.
So fuck the AFC South for that. Jags are moderate, not this weekend, but they're moderate. I'll allow it. So what do you think the score is going to be this weekend, man? You think it's going to be a blowout? You think you're going? I know you guys think the Jags are going to win.
So I mean, so here's a factor for me. So like Josh Allen just came off of 3 sacks against Anthony Richardson, who's a scrambling type of quarterback that we didn't have any tape on. So, and now he's going up against Jawan Taylor, who's his former teammate, and he's been going up against him ever since Josh Allen was at Kentucky and Jawan Taylor was at Florida. So there's a lot of history there. So I think we give Mahomes fits. But with Kelsey coming back, whatever, I still think that the score is going to be close. So, man, 27-30 Jags.
What do you
think?
I
was talking with my boys the other day, and we did our predictions for our teams. So I have a higher scoring game. I have 37-28. Now, my logic behind it, and I've said this a couple times now, is that the Jaguars are running with that feeling of losing in the playoffs, and who handed them that loss? The Chiefs. They've been thinking about that one for months. So I know that some of the players are saying like, oh, it's just our next game. We don't worry about the play like last year or anything like that. But I know that they've been thinking about it, and this is their get back game. So I think that they've got this one. They've had it circled forever. So I think they pull it off. But if Travis Kelce has one of his Travis Kelce days, then it's going to be hell for the Jaguars. Because like I said, it's been more than a decade since we've been able to cover a tight end. So that will be what does us in if we don't.
Yeah. I mean, I think it means more to the Jags at this point. I mean, y'all are coming off the Lions loss or whatever, so y'all got something to prove too, but it's not as much, They're like, Mahomes got a chip on his shoulder after.
Yeah, that's my point.
And it was like, so the Jags don't?
Mm-hmm.
I think we lost y'all in the playoffs in the regular season.
Yeah, it's regular season non-conference game. that in the grand scheme of things means nothing, or the team that sent you home in the playoffs. Like,
Right.
it definitely can't be weighted the same.
I just always know that, like, when the Chiefs play national TV, Thursday night football, and they lose, they get embarrassed. I'd say that was embarrassing how we lost with all the. I mean, it showed Patrick Mahomes like
Because it was a lot of stupid stuff.
Yeah, it was easily one game if people made plays. I'm not taking anything away from the Lions at all. I don't think Mahomes loses 2 times in a row. I don't see it. Actually, I think I feel like a humbling moment's going to happen here for you guys, honestly, and it might make you stronger. I still feel like you guys are going to win the division. You're the only team with the win in your division. Nobody won in ours. I feel like it's going to be a humbling moment. I think Mahomes beat you guys. I think Chiefs beat you guys. I think the Kansas City Chiefs win 35-21-28. I don't see Mahomes losing twice in September. He got Kelsey back, and Kelsey takes the pressure off every receiver. Tony will be better. He won't drop those passes like he did last week. All those mistakes are going to be corrected. I feel like you guys
I
have
don't
the
know about
off.
Tony correcting him. As a Gators fan, that dude has been making those boneheaded mistakes his entire time he's been playing football.
Yeah, and did somebody else step up down the pipeline, man?
He's got insane talent, and that dude can move, but he can't stay healthy, and he's got rocks for hands sometimes, man. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just Tony. I mean, they need to go with Pacheco, the starting running back. Go back to the formula.
Dog.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it. I don't know why they started Hilaire. I don't understand that logic at all. Hilaire, he can't get tackled, but he can't get any yards. Like, I don't know how many times, if you watch the football game, how many times did they just blow the whistle because they weren't tackling? He was just standing there, but he wasn't progressing. Pacheco got that burst.
He runs angry.
And that's what you need. I feel like McKinnon is your slot back for the catching. They should have cut Hilaire. I didn't even know Hilaire was on the team until I watched the 4th or the 3rd preseason game. I was like, wow, he's still around?
I just remembered something.
Yeah, I think this is last year of his rookie deal.
Mm-hmm.
It might be raining Sunday. Like, is Patrick Mahomes any different in the rain?
Go watch Mahomes in the rain. Go watch Mahomes in the snow.
I mean, Mahomes in the snow is
Bro, I'd put Mahomes in the middle of a hurricane, and I still wouldn't bet against that man.
I remember.
Sorry, go ahead.
When snow, so it's not like raining. I feel like rain would be harder than snow. Maybe. I don't know. Georgia didn't have that kind of weather. He played really well in the snow. I've also seen him play really good in the rain.
Yeah, there was so last year we played the Eagles in Philly, and it was raining up there.
Oh.
Yeah, and Trevor threw there was 4 or 5 turnovers from the Jags. And it was nuts.
I think he fumbled 5 times.
Yeah.
Well,
could not keep hold of the ball.
Really.
Oh, it boils down to which quarterback is going to turn that ball over more, and that's whoever is going to lose that game. Period. I know that's a stupid fact, but it's true.
Yeah, so I like thinking back to it, like all of our score predictions were high. If it rains, I don't think it's going to be that high.
No.
Yeah, this might be a ground game thing for the most part. I mean, we got ETN.
I like him.
Tank better figure out his hands if it's going to be raining, because he's giving me a little bit of anxiety after he fumbled in the end zone in that preseason game and then started out week 1 the way he did. But
He's a
I have
rookie.
no doubt that he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I think he's good for what we need to do on offense. But
Why did y'all get rid of James last
that
year?
was rough to watch.
He tore his Achilles.
Well, he doesn't fit Doug. Well, it was also why we got rid of him was he didn't really fit Doug's offense. Doug needs running backs with speed, and James is a lot of things, but speed is the last thing you think of with him.
He's not even in the NFL no more.
I don't understand why he hasn't really caught on, because I get it. He's not a home run hitting running back. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but he has really good vision that even with the lack of those physical skills, he finds a way to get the positive yards anyway. So I don't know how he hasn't found work as like a second or third option on an offense somewhere. I mean, he signed with the Patriots. He was with the Jets after we traded him, and they just decided to bench him so they didn't have to trade us a better draft pick. And then Patriots, he got cut before the season started, signed with the Giants, got cut before the season started. So I really don't get it. I don't know what's going on there.
He was like the only positive thing out of Jacksonville, like for 2 years.
Yeah. Him and Minshew magic. Minshew mania.
Mm-hmm.
I always like Minshew, man.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, yeah, like that Jack season could have been a lot
was fun,
worse.
for sure.
You guys watch NBA?
Rarely.
Yeah.
Okay, but y'all remember this time when Jeremy Lin? That's what it reminded me of.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I was in Connecticut when that was going off, so Linsanity was wild.
Oh man, I watched the whole documentary about him. That's crazy. You should check that out if you haven't.
Yeah, I got Gardner Minshew to sign a pair of jorts that I made for like a Halloween party.
Who's he with? He's with the Colts, right?
Yeah, he's the backup. Yeah, he came in. He came in after Anthony Richardson
If
got checked by Cisco.
If he played the whole game, Colts might have had a better chance.
He played in Philly last year, right?
Yeah.
He did. He started a game and won, right? Or no, he lost, but he did very good. I remember that.
He lost, but he started the game well. He came out slinging.
Whenever you see Minshew's name, like if you ever play, it's always like 300 yards. Like I don't know, he's good for that. Not with Chad Henne. We could have took.
He doesn't take a lot of risks, so he always has like a good completion percentage. Because I think like when he got his first, I think his first start he got, or when he first came into a game, he started with like 10 completions in a row or something like that, and I was like, "Whoa, who's this?" But yeah.
But your offense can now hang. Your offense can hang with the Chiefs. I believe that. Y'all resurrected Zay Jones's career, Evan Ingram's career, and Christian Kirk's, Evan Ingram, and then you put Calvin. Calvin Ridley was no slouch. He was doing more numbers than Julio Jones when Julio Jones was still in Atlanta, not even hurt.
Yeah, on a broke foot.
Yeah, I mean, he had mental health issues. He had mental health issues, and then he got caught gambling. So he had over a year and a half to get healthy.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Which all the mental health stuff, he said himself, stemmed from being injured in the league and taking all those Toradol injections, and he was tired of taking all that pain medicine. So that's why he stepped away from the team. He wanted to get healthy a natural way, stepped away from the team. Then he started betting, and here we are.
I feel like the suspension with gambling is severe to other things that other players have done.
Yeah.
And we all know who I'm talking about.
Roethlisberger.
Close. Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah.
And they gave him guaranteed his whole entire contract.
6 or 11. 11 was he played 6 games.
Mm-hmm. And he gets the whole guaranteed contract, like $250 something million.
That's just because Cleveland hasn't had a quarterback in forever, so they're the only idiots that would have done that.
Now,
and that's actually why Cleveland ended up with him, because they were actually going to deal him somewhere else, and Cleveland stepped in and said, what if we make it a fully guaranteed deal? And then they're kind of like, wait, are you serious? All right, cool. Let's do that. See ya, Atlanta. See ya, whoever else it was at the time. Going with Cleveland.
I didn't think Baker Mayfield did a bad job in Cleveland. He was clearly hurt the year before.
Yeah.
I mean,
he got hurt.
He had one of the best comebacks I watched last year, though.
Yeah, he's doing good in Tampa right now. I mean, so far.
Well, Tampa's defense
started off 1-0.
Tampa's defense is nasty, man. Underrated. Yeah, I hope one day that you got, like, there's no feeling like winning the Super Bowl after being in the pit for so long. Like, I could tell you, but you'll, like, hopefully one day, you won't, probably a couple decades from now, we'll be old as shit, but you could tell me about it.
I got a lot of victory laps to run on a lot of people from growing up. A lot of Patriots fans that need to catch this energy when it happens.
My whole entire dad's side is Patriots fans, and that's all I had to listen to.
Man.
My whole entire.
I think the Super Bowl is going to run through the AFC for a long time.
I do too.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable future, bro, there's nothing in the NFC that gives you any hope for the future. They have to just hope that an NFC team manages to come away with the #1 pick and can get Caleb Williams over there, because I don't want him here. No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on an hour here.
AFC is full.
So I want to just go where I can find you at. KG?
I don't have a Twitter. My Twitter was deleted because I haven't been on it for so long. It was under this handle here. What you see, my handle here is on Twitch TV, or twitch.tv/KGMagnificent. On Facebook, Kyle Grant, just a normal family man with that talks a lot of shit. That's about it. Go Chiefs. I mean, yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes will humble the Jags this weekend. Hopefully,
Jags fans have been humble, dude. Like,
there's some Jags fans that are jumping out the window right now.
Oh, no, there's a lot of us that just like speaking into existence kind of people, you know. So if like say like the Jags are going to win the Super Bowl, like say it enough, eventually, you know, it'll happen. So I think that, you know, like majority of them are just they're just riding off of that hype from last year, and it's going into this. But I would say this: I would rather lose this game coming up and beat y'all in the playoffs.
That could happen. That could happen. I mean, it kind of happened with us with the Bengals. The Bengals had our number. We beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah. When do you go live on Twitch?
Well, man, I started playing 2K, and the game is horribly broken. So I haven't streamed it at all because I am dog shit at it. So I'm not trying to have everybody say you suck on my stream. So when I perfect my craft at that game, I will try to stream it. I was thinking about trying Starfield. My wife that just came in, I know you might. My wife that just walked in, you might have seen her in the background. She's going to let me get Mortal Kombat. She said it was she worked overtime so I can get it. Shout out to you.
All right. She's the real MVP.
I love my wife. Yeah, she's awesome. I appreciate you guys having me, man. This is the first thing I ever did like this. This is brilliant. Like, I like the whole setup. I mean, kudos to y'all, man. Cody, when you post it, I pay attention. I watch it, even though it has no relevance to me. I just like to see people trying cool shit, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I mean,
we're just like, being a Jags fan and like trying to talk to, like, my wife, she doesn't really care. So like, finding somebody else that has that, like-minded passion for this team, whatever, and being able to just just talk about it and go through, the motions or whatever, everything that I've been thinking, just get it off my chest. You know what I mean? Because it's like a poison I hold inside of me, dude. I just need to say it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like that's the only reason, man. And like, people watch, people enjoy, like, that's an extra.
My wife tolerates football.
Yep.
But like, she'll sit in the living room when it's on or whatever. Then when it comes to playoff time, it's like she pays attention. And luckily we've been in the playoffs for 7-8 years in a row, I want to say. Yeah. And, I used to be glued to my phone with fantasy football on Yahoo, watching live stream games and all that, and drove her nuts. And I'm not that much in the fantasy football like I used to be anymore. I still play it, but I don't know, man. It's a good time.
Like I'm bad at it, man. I'm like talking to her about the third string quarterback. Like she doesn't give a shit.
I run a league, and we've been running it for over 10 years. And I was 3-0 last year, and then I didn't win another game the whole entire season.
Damn.
No.
And I felt like I had a good team. You just keep plugging and playing. Well, I won this week because Aaron Rodgers didn't play.
Man.
Did y'all see the one dude who it got posted on the internet? Some guy was like, it was like 95 to 95 had Aaron Rodgers left to play, and he's like, "Oh, I got this game in the bag," and he lost. Oh, I would.
So in regular standings, Aaron Rodgers needed to completed one pass for 5 yards. Did you see the video? We'll end it, but did you see the video of his 2023 highlights? It's him running with the American flag. It says, thanks for watching.
What made it worse is the guy that's on the cover of Madden lost to Zach Wilson. Like that just was the cherry on top.
Wasn't a punt return? I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Yep.
You were like Aaron Rodgers down, and then you turned it off.
I don't know. I was driving and I heard it, and I was like, "Oh God!" I sent the person I was playing. I was like, "What the hell happened to Aaron Rodgers, bro?" And he's like, "Don't talk to me." I was like, "Okay." I was winning by, dude. I was literally winning by. I was winning by 3 points.
You better go find a bridge.
So he thought he had that one in the bag.
I was like, man. I was mad because I'm in three leagues, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna lose all 3." And then that happened. I was like, "All right, man, that's the one I put money on. Yeah, I'll win that one all day."
Works out. So, Ammo, where can we find you?
All right. Well, you can find me on the AFC South fan battle on Monday nights, normally around 9:30 Eastern. Then you can find me on Twitter or x.com at AmmoJags.
All right. And this is the Jaguars fan battle. And we're going to try to do this Friday at 8:30. So next week, we're playing the Texans. So we're going to have somebody from the Texans coming on. We're going to try to keep doing that as long as we can or whatever. We're going to get a Falcons fan after that. So keep a lookout. Have a good night.
I have a Panthers fan if you don't have one, because we're going to play them later in the year.
That's
I know that I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know if I met a Panthers fan, dude.
I lived in Charlotte for 1 year, so I met a lot of Panthers fans, and it was actually the year that Cam Newton went to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a lot.
But
Charlotte, I guess.
Charlotte, but yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys. Take it easy.